Come back here to another Call of Dragons video, and in my previous video we actually made a mistake, and here in this video I am going to try to correct the mistake that we have made. So in the previous video I've mentioned about the Snowpeak Roc and to where what is the best one to actually use for the marksmen. Now I in that video recommended to use the Golden Roc, which was actually a bad recommendation. Now I want to say thank you for all those people who left the comments, and I read them, and I truly do appreciate all the comments, because with you guys commenting either positive or negative helps me to become a better content creator. I take every criticism as long as they are positive and they are constructive. I will definitely appreciate those. Now if it's just like, hey, your content is bad, then like, how am I gonna improve? So for those who left the comments in those videos, I want to say truly thank you, because I know you guys care and you guys want to provide, you know, me to provide the correct information. And I made a mistake, and I admit it in this video. So I made a mistake on that video, but I still think that the Snowpeak Roc is not the best for the archers. I think that the Venomous lizard will be the best one to use due to the probability of not proccing the 30% chance in here to hit the concentration. Although you're going to get the Legion physical attack determined by luck, you know, passive in here for the Snowpeak Roc. The thing is that I have a horrible stat for my pet. I'm gonna try to regen it for a bit in here, and let's see if we can get a good one. You can see I can increase the luck in here, but honestly, it doesn't even matter. You know, I have low strength, low luck, and this luck is gonna be based on the passive buff in here, and as well as the damage. So nothing in here that I can do, that I can see, will increase the probability of me to increase this 30% chance. Now, this forceful concentration, it says here, damage dealt 4.4% is damage dealt of the concentration. So it's going to increase the damage of the concentration. I don't know if there is a skill in here that we can add that will increase the probability of this. Anyway, my name is Shinchi42, and I've made a mistake, and here today we're going to correct it. Okay, so I will show you some testings in here, and we'll do a few scenarios, you know, of why I think the Snowpeak Roc is not really the best in my opinion. So we're gonna run this in here, all right? This cabs. So first we're gonna run the Golden Roc. So the Golden Roc was the one that I made a mistake on. All right, so we're gonna march that. We're gonna attack that over there, and then we're then going to put the Golden Roc into the hero in here, and let's add this. And you're not going to see this thing cast because of the range. And let me explain this further. So when we look into the Golden Roc, all right, the Golden Roc, which I did not consider in my video, all right, in here you can see this ability is called near range, and even if I reduce the range of the marksman, it is still not in the variability of being a near range. So I've already reduced the range of my marksman, and it's still not triggering. All right, actually this one is going to trigger because it's too close, but I don't know why this thing went too close. All right, let's go here and let's attack over here. You're not going to see that this Golden Roc is going to trigger unless that the unit gets really close, and that's the time that you're going to see that triggers because we're in the closer range. So when you're actually in the farther range like this, it shouldn't trigger anymore. All right, when it's in the medium range, like the real medium range, it will not trigger. So if you move closer with your Golden Roc, then it will, it will trigger. But if you're not, it will not trigger. So let's take a look into this battle report. So as you can see in this report that we were able to cast the Golden Roc's Exuberance. The reason why is because we got up close to the range, even though it is not a melee distance. So we got into the near range, And we are not going to trigger any damage because there is no passion to convert the exuberance into a damage. Instead, it will be a increase of passion and will be rage accumulation of 5%. Okay, but ideally, when you're actually battling this with the Golden Roc at a normal distance of the marksman, even with the reduced range, you will not trigger the Golden Roc unless you move closer into the near range combat or unless the opponent gets closer to you. But for the most part, you will not trigger it unless you move closer. So let's take a look into the Snowpeak Roc. All right, so into the battle log in here, you can see the Snowpeak Roc has this passive in here that is giving me 1.2%. And I have already a very, very low stats. So if this physical attack at 1.2% at a very low stats that I have, which is a very low luck, and that, 1.2% will be throughout the battle. It's not a trigger chance. It's passive. It's throughout the whole battle report. And that's actually not too bad in that sense, but for the most part, I was so fixated with this 30% chance to deal damage, which is unlikely to trigger very low chance. You have 70% chance of failure when you're using the concentration. But if your luck is very high, and this is solid then, because you're going to be able to get huge passive damage, although you're not going to basically get a good proc of the pet skill, which still you're going to get some Legion buff, which is really good because your Legion March is bigger than the pet skill in here. So another thing that I would say if you're going to be building your Snowpeak Roc is that you will want to have your chain strikes as well, and then you can also add this thing called the fierce attack. So you can add the fierce attack, which I have in my Golden Roc. So the Snowpeak Roc, maybe not too bad as I assumed it was bad. So that was my mistake. But another pet that I would say that is actually good that I've seen a lot of people been using onto their marksman is the Venomous Lizard. So if you have the Venomous Lizard in here with the infection, you have a 12% chance to inflict poison, which very consistent in here actually. We've seen it a lot. And whenever everybody's trying to attack you, you're going to cast this infection. And you can also amplify this, by adding a forceful infection in here, increasing the damage dealt. And imagine if you have added a 2-star or even maybe a 3-star in here, that would be a huge forceful infection into damaging your opponents who are targeting your marksman. Now, for the most part, marksmen do get targeted a lot because you are in a closer range than the mage. So a lot of people use marksman, and if you can actually exert more damage to everyone who's attacking you, then I think that's ultimately better than the Snowpeak Roc. Now, that is my opinion, and that is, of course, my type of strategy that I'm thinking right now. I think the Snowpeak Roc would be really good when you are doing a rally and you are hitting a single target, and then you're then activating this Legion physical attack in a single target mode. But I think in a type of mob situation that the Venomous Lizard might actually be better than the Snowpeak Roc. So that is my assumption in here for now. Now, if you are doing a rally and your rally gets swarmed, I assume that the Venomous Lizard will also trigger, and it might actually be a better approach than getting the Snowpeak Roc. So I would say if there's two pets that you're going to be working on, you may want to work on to the Snowpeak Roc and as well as the Venomous Lizard. By the way, this Venomous Lizard is really weird because the attack range for this one, it says very far. So I don't know if there's a bug for that one, but unless they fix that, it is working right now at any distance as long as you're getting attacked, because we're going to see it here. This is my infantry, and you're going to see the Venomous Lizard infection is being triggered, although it says at very far. So that is one thing to keep note in here. Take advantage of this broken system for now. So some things can change in the future depending on how the update will be. So ultimately, my goal here to this video is try to correct myself and correct the people who have watched my video that the exuberance will work, but it will not because of the ability in here, the attack range. It's near, So when we look into my elk riders, which is why I made the assumption, the elk riders are actually near, and the marksman is considered as medium. So the golden roc will not work. All right, it will not trigger even the rage accumulation. And the damage, though, for the golden roc will only deal damage if your legion already has passion. If you already have passion, you are then going to deal damage. And the only one that can do passion is Bakshi, Alistair, and Emery's. And unless you equip a what is it called, a spring blades, then you can accumulate a passion. But if you don't equip the spring blade on a hero that doesn't have passion, then you cannot gain passion, and you're not going to equip a spring blade on the marksman. That just doesn't make sense. So the golden roc, take it out, is no. I made a mistake, and I accept my mistake, and thank you for correcting me. But I do think another option in here that you can do is the venomous lizard. Now, you can also do a sand lizard. This is going to give you healing capability, allow you to be tanky in the battlefield. So the sand lizard is another option that you can do, and you can heal your, your, maybe if you have a mage in there, you can potentially heal it if you just move your mage a little bit closer, and then, that's it. But for the healing, though, for what I believe, it's only going to heal your legion, not going to heal your other legion. So if you have multiple marksmen, let's say you have 3 marksmen, like Solidus is going to be running 3 marksmen. One of them can have a sand lizard, so all 3 of them can get healed, and the other 2 can either become having a concentration or can have a Snowpeak Roc if he wants to, and one of them can have a venomous lizard. So he can build a tanky marksman that will have the venomous lizard, and one will have a Snowpeak Roc. So trying to obtain all the perfect pet right now is going to be hard. So you're still going to do a mix and match. And another thing that I want to give you guys a tip in here, if you have a secondary hero, do not equip a pet on it, because it will drain the stamina when you go in battle. So I don't know if anybody of you guys know that yet. But anyway, I hope that I made myself clear in this video, and hopefully, I'll try not to make as many mistakes throughout the, the content that we make here on YouTube. And at the end of the day, I am a human, and I make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, we just got to admit it. And thank you for giving me, constructive criticisms in the comment section, and do really appreciate those. And I hope you guys keep on doing that and keep me on my toes. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys again next time. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like.